Hello. Hi, painting the roses red. How are you? You've been on my live before, haven't you? What are you doing today? Well, there that is. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to look for my cord for this other one. No, I think I just found it. Oh, I hate when I lose those. Hey, Angel Lady. Same here. I'm just going to call you Red. I cleaned today. I really was going back and forth. I thought, okay, do I start my Christmas in July today or do I clean and get the majority of that out of the way and then concentrate on what I'm doing for my Christmas in July? So I decided to do my cleaning. Hey, Sherry. Oh, it's hot here too and humid. Hi, Angel Lady. Yeah, red's easy instead of going through the whole thing. But anyway, so I got the majority of my cleaning done, and I might go ahead and clean my other bathroom when I get off the live. I'm not sure. But if not, I'll do that early in the morning. But I want to get out some of my stuff that I know I'm going to be using for my Christmas in July. And I have to put up my last DIY for my 4th of July DIYs. And then I have a couple hauls I have to put up. But I just wanted to, yes, Bella did move in her house. 1095. Ugh. And I didn't eat lunch, so I got myself an apple with a little bit of peanut butter. So forgive me if you hear anything, but I've got to eat something. I have hypoglycemia, so if I don't eat something, I start to get the, shaking and all that good stuff. You only decorated your front porch. That's okay. But the apple, usually I can eat that, and with the peanut butter, the pectin and the apple fills you, and the peanut butter, the protein in the peanut butter, so you got the sweet and the protein, and then it brings me back pretty level. Hi, Heather. Heather, did you ever get my address? I know you were wanting it. Oh, you have to eat it something every 2 hours? Oh. But if I don't, like I say, I start to, get sweaty and shaky and sometimes starting to feel sick to your stomach. But if I eat something within like 5 to 10 minutes, I'm feeling, fine again. But yeah, when I went the very first time when they diagnosed me with it, um, the doctor had told me, he said, always have something sweet and some kind of protein on hand. And he said, even if it's, a handful of nuts and maybe a little piece of chocolate or something sweet. He said, if you put those two together, he said it'll bring up your blood sugar again. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, when I get off, I'll put your email in and I'll send it to you. Yeah, peanut butter and crackers are good. And you know what apple I love? It has a very short lifespan, are the Honeycrisp. Those are my absolute favorite apples. I do. I do have hypoglycemia, Heather. That's what I was telling them. That's why if you hear me, I don't mean to be rude, but I have to eat something. So I'm eating some apple with peanut butter, and then I'll be fine again. So I thought I'd come on just for a few minutes. Did you guys like the 2 DIYs I did so far for the 4th? The stars and the revamping of the Dollar Tree. Oh, that heart. I don't even know what you call it. A wall decor, something. Hi, Eve. Okay, hon, thank you. Come back again. Oh, thanks, Sherry. Well, what I did while I was cleaning, I was in the living room and I was looking at one of my dad's paintings, and so I thought, you know what? Since I'm going to be doing a tribute to him in August, because August is his birthday month, and I'm going to go into the kind of the story of him and just show you some paintings. I thought I'd bring up one of them, and this is my very favorite, other than the pastel he did of me and the picture of Gandhi. But I fell in love with this painting, and when we were up north, and it was the last time I ever saw him before I went to the hospital, and he was in a coma, and he died just a couple hours after I got there. But we went to his house one day, and he had a room, where his easels were and all that, where he painted, and he had all kinds of paintings that he had done over the years. And I went, good grief, look at all these. And so the kids, it was Mark, me, and Daisha and Josh. And he goes, go pick some out that you like, And I said, oh, no, I couldn't do that. And he goes, no. He said, I'm not going to be, he wasn't doing any more, oh, come on, in galleries. I can't think of the word. But anyway. And I saw this one, and he said, you like that one? And I said, are you kidding me? I go, yes, I like that one. And, but, hi, Peggy. But I just wanted to show you guys his perception. I don't know how well you can see it. Wait a minute, well, I think you can see it pretty good. But he looks like a Quaker, either a Quaker or kind of like a pilgrim. I don't know. Maybe he's Jewish. I'm not sure. But his eyes look so real. And his beard and just the shading of his nose and everything. Yeah, he was really good. Very good. And he blended his hat back in with the backdrop, But he has a hat on. I don't know if you can see the rim of this. But there's the hat. And it comes out. But yeah, he was really good. Hi, Bella. I was just showing them. My dad painted this years and years ago, and it's one of my absolute favorites. Now I'm wondering what he was. Why didn't I ask him? In a way, he looks like he could almost be Jewish. But then again, he looks like maybe he's a Quaker or something. I don't know. I wish I would have asked him. But I'm sure you've seen him at times in my house tours because it's in my living room. And it's on the floor on an easel. Peggy, what did they ever end up doing about your floor? I know they came out to look at it. Did you let them go ahead and replace it if they wanted? Um, what do you mean? A shell? Oh, a self-portrait. I'm sorry. I thought you said shell. It's my eyes. It's my eyes. It's not you. No, it's not. Although my dad had a beard. Well, you'll see that when I do the tribute to him because I'll show you pictures. But no, that isn't a self-portrait. Although he did have, like I say, he did have a beard. Oh, good. Oh, thanks, Heather. No, I'm not talented like that, believe me. Jeremy is. Jeremy's like him. Well, and he very possibly could be. You know, I could just kick myself for not asking him. And then I was looking through papers when I was shredding all those papers a while back, and I remember he sent this to me, and it looks like just a ratty old paper, but it means a lot to me now. But he sent this and he wrote little things on it, and he said, my hand holding pencils. So he was, now this is a self-portrait of his hand. And this was a picture, and then he put, a hand. It says Margaret's hand while she was sleeping. So her hand must have been dropped off wherever she was sleeping. So he did that. And then he just said a random sketch, because he'd sit at night and just sketch all the time. And then TV face, he said. TV face. So he was watching TV apparently. I don't know who they were. And then this one he said, poor sketch of Robert Conrad, the fat man on TV. I only had about 10 seconds to catch the essentials. And then if I opened it up, and you can tell how old it is, look, it's ripped. And then he had a picture of my son Josh in his baseball uniform, and he was just messing around. And he said, apologize to Josh, I couldn't resist it. Love you, Josh. Please write to me, and best of luck in your little league. Your grampy was a pitcher at your age also. And he put that. So things that you take for granted one day become something that, would mean a lot. So I have little things like this, little trinkets where he would write me notes and send me. And then when I do this tribute to him, he sent me some of his much loved paintbrushes that he used to use. And he wrote a little note on it. And I don't use them. I have them in a wreath that's in my craft room. So Bella, did you get everything pretty well put away, or are you still working on it? You can't find stuff? Well, don't feel bad. I've lived here almost 25 years and I can't find stuff either. I always tell myself, okay, I'm going to put this, whatever it is, here because I'll remember where it's at and it's a safe place. Nope, that doesn't work. This is a painting that my dad did, Linda. I just wanted to show you guys, give you a little bit of a glimpse of what I'll be showing you when I do a tribute to him in August, because August was his birthday. Oh, I'll go back and look at it, Bella. Oh, is that the one where you showed the, is it a lake, river? What do you call that? But it was beautiful. You know, you might have a point there, Peggy. Maybe I should. Just open it up, you know. And each of my kids have paintings. And then the painting that he did that went into the book that he's in, he made prints for all of us. But now I'm trying to remember where I put the print. Well, you'll see what it is in the book, but it's huge. And I put it in a cylinder, you know, one of those that artists use. Were the brownies already made and you found them 3 weeks later? I hate when that happens. I've done that. Okay, when I go to the store, once in a while, I love donuts, okay? And once in a while, when I go to the grocery store, I'll get one of the cinnamon rolls or the apple fritters from the bakery. And there's been a couple times that I'll put it away thinking, okay, I'll have that tomorrow, either for my breakfast or whatever the case. And there's been a few times I forget, and then I'll go back and it'll be like a couple weeks later, and I think, doggone it. It makes me so mad because I forgot it. That is gorgeous, Bella. I thought, oh my gosh, how serene. You have got to have wildlife out there. I kept looking at that thinking, oh my heavens, she's got to have wildlife because of all that vegetation. But I just don't know what kind Canada gets. I mean, in your area where you live. Oh my gosh. Mina, there's another one. I watched your video today. I don't know if you saw my comment, but I watched your video. What a relaxing time. And I would have loved to have been on there eating what you had. And I love the music. Where did you get your one song, the first one? That was so neat. And I love looking at your horse when he was out there grazing. And your husband's so nice. He seems like he'd be such a nice person. And your daughter's real pretty too. Oh, thank you. Yes, he was. He was a very good artist. I have to say. He was, and I wished I had that talent, but I don't. See, that's what I mean. Because like California, well, you know, living in the canyon, we have wildlife, and although we're California, you know, we have bears, not here, but in other parts of California. Where here it's like mountain lions and bobcats and coyotes and road runners, rattlesnakes, garden snakes, raccoons. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and hawks. Okay, so you have deer and foxes and lots of hawks. Okay. Hi Jane, how are you from Ireland? How you doing, sweetie? I'm so happy to see you. Oh, not we not see you, but your text. So it's from Epidemic Sound. And Val sent everyone a message saying have a wonderful fourth. She said that her family's really liking the cruising. I think they took off today from Washington, I think. I know, I'm glad you're here. How's the weather in Ireland? Mina, your weather looks like it's really nice right now. Are you still working on your koi pond? Oh, I like it. Real good music. I have one more. I was telling Red and Angel Lady and Sherry that I have one more DIY for the fourth I'm going to put up today. Then I have a couple hauls, and then I've been cleaning, but I'm going to start getting my stuff ready for my Christmas in July. Get those filmed, knock those out, get those up, you know, in the next couple weeks or so, maybe 2.5 weeks. And then I'll start my faux desserts and my bee DIYs. And then I'm on to fall. Hello. Oh, so you've had rain and Jane, it it turned cool. Oh, you lucky duck. Oh, thanks, Bella. Yeah, I was pleased with the way they turned out. You're working on the pond. It is so much work, huh? Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait either, Bella. I love fall. Grandma Joe, no, I have not. Bella, have you heard from her? I left her a message on a couple of her videos I was watching, but I have not heard from her. Peggy, that's what I'm saying. June went so fast. I got so behind. I just can't believe it. It was like, oh my gosh. I mean, before you know it, because not only, you know, do I do DIYs and the home tour and all that for the fourth, well, you know, yeah, for the fourth. But then I do my Christmas in July DIYs. So that's why I started panicking. I thought, oh my Lord, I'm late for everything. I know you do. I know. Bella loves the heat. I am too, Linda. Give me 70 degrees or lower. I am a happy camper. Oh, really? Oh, how cool. Yeah, and I could just kick myself. I really could because I never even asked him, who is it? Never even asked. But his lighting is so, I mean, his lips, his nose, everything looks so real. I don't know how well you can see it, but if I, let me try, let me see how much my phone has charged up. Not much. Okay, wait, I'm gonna get the other cord, and that might help. Just so you can see with the light, might help a little bit. Because I think it's too dark. Okay. Hold on. And I've got that one. Okay, hold on. Does that help at all? Not much. There. I mean, it is a dark painting. Oh, 101? Oh. $101. Yeah, we're in the 80s too. Okay, bye, Bella. I love winter. Now it's morning time for you, right, Mina? I think it's morning for you. Just trying to plug in my phone. Oh, shoot, Davita. Let's see. Autumn weather too. Oh, it's almost midnight or 11:55 in the afternoon. No, it has to be night because it's PM. Oh my. Well, I gotta know, because I used to ask this all the time at work when I worked at the grocery store. People used to get so sick of it. What are you guys having for dinner? And I used to ask the customers too. What time is it there for you, Jane? Jane, do you live close to any of the guys, the original guys on Celtic Thunder? I love them. I went and saw them a couple years ago. Oh my gosh, I love them. You having leftovers? You little dancer, you, Jane. Doing an Irish dance and Bergin? 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 You're in the hundreds too? It's 10 bar. Okay. So, obviously, you know who Celtic Thunder is, right? The guys, the singers. And they're, the originals, I think all of them were from Ireland. I think. Now a couple of them, I think, are from, I think a couple are from England. Oh, they're in Southern Ireland. Oh, I gotta watch it. Do you like them, Jane? Are they popular throughout Ireland? Because they're very popular here. Ah, Scotland. Ireland is so pretty. I'd love to go there. It's so green. How's the work situation, Mina? Have you found anything yet? They're so good looking too, the guys that were in Celtic Thunder. Jane, you never told me that. You're a singer? What groups have you sang with? Yeah, a friend of mine, her mother, they're Irish, and they went there and she kissed the Blarney Stone, or you have to go upside down to kiss it or something. There's so many pretty places, you know. Hi, Shirls, how are you? Jane, were you a backup singer for anyone? Oh, it is, Heather? It seems like it would be. You have to lay on your back, tilt your head. So if you have a bad back, you might as well forget about it. Because I know she took a picture of both of them at, kissing the Blarney Stone upside down. Oh, wow. Can I find them on YouTube? Well, I definitely want to go to Italy. Oh, I'd like to go everywhere. Um, it was pouring rain when you kissed it. Well, Jane, put that on your video. Jane, do you have a YouTube channel at all? Because I want to see it. I could just see me trying to go upside down to kiss the. I'd probably hit my tooth and break it off. Jane, I want to see. What kind of songs did they sing? Were they like folklore or were they popular? I don't know what you want to call it, but to think, my own Jane, my sister in Ireland. Wow. Mina sings too. She's got a really pretty voice. So Peggy's having lasagna. Mina had fish. Jane, what did you have for dinner? Heather, what are you having? Linda, what are you having? Cheryl's, what are you having? Cindy. Bella left, so I can't ask her what she's having. Oh, river dance. Oh. Oh, you're back. You're uploading. Cool. Oh my gosh. I wanted to see Riverdance so bad and I never got to, but I remember seeing them on TV, like commercials and all. Unbelievable how fast they can dance. I mean, it is nuts. It is crazy. I mean, the stamina it takes to stay like that and their posture and everything is just, oh, it's crazy. Ooh, macaroni salad with chicken. That sounds good. Oh, okay. So you don't know yet. Oh no, Jane. What's going on health wise? If you don't mind me asking, and if you do mind, just say, never mind, Davita. But once a day, oh. I make a good macaroni salad. It's different. It's Jeremy taught me, my son. It's shells, macaroni shells, little ones. Oh, or is it the big ones? It's the big ones, I think. I take that back. I think it's the bigger ones. Anyway, lemon rind, basil, uh, uh, dried tomatoes, but not dried, the ones that are in the olive oil, you know. Celery. Trying to think what else. There's something else. Shoot, what was it? Basil, celery, the dried tomatoes. Darn. Well, anyway, it's very refreshing. Yeah, sun-dried tomatoes. Yeah, it's very good. Hi, Crafty Kitty. How are you? Are you telling me about my voice? Oh, dear God. My husband has fibromyalgia, and my one daughter has it. His mother had it, and his sister had it. But I don't know. I mean, so there's different kinds of fibromyalgia, because neurofibromyalgia, neuro. So does that have to do with the head? I didn't know there were different kinds. Man, I don't even know how you function having to do the morphine like that. God bless. That's awful. So does it have to do more with your head, the pain, Jane? Because my family that has it, my kids and or my daughter and my husband and his mom, which she's passed now, but they all theirs is more where they get really tired and their body aches, kind of a fluish ache. So maybe you get terrible headaches. You have fibromyalgia, Peggy? I think fibromyalgia can also make you depressed because it's in the tissue, right? It's the nerve endings of the tissue or something, isn't it? I'm not real well read on it. Wonder how people get it. You know? I think, can you guys hear me? Let me know because I think my laptop froze. So you can hear me, but I think it's stuck on the picture. I don't think as long as you can hear me, I don't care because I'm going to get off in a few minutes anyway, so I'm not going to shut it down to start it back up again. Okay, good. As long as you can hear me. Because I'm not showing you anything different. So you can just stare at my dad's painting while I'm talking. I don't know why this stupid thing does that. I can tell because I don't see any movement of my hand. I can always tell because I do that deliberately to see if it's stuck. So as long as you can hear me, that's all I care about. But anyway, so, okay, wait, I gotta go back. So your daughter suffers from it, and then it means my brain recalls the worst pain I have had and returns to it. Oh my Lord! Oh, that's awful. Thank you, Mary. My dad painted that. You know, I wonder, it just seems like in the last 40 years, have you really started hearing about fibromyalgia? Because I remember when Mark had my husband, and he used to have terrible pain in his upper back, like where the shoulder, kind of where the clavicle, the back there. I think that's what's back there. But anyway, his pain got so bad. I remember having to go with him to different doctors, okay? And he said nothing was wrong, and he kept telling them, I'm telling you something is not right. Well, he finally complained and complained and complained enough to this one doctor that the doctor shaved down some of, I think it is the clavicle, isn't it? Where it's, in your back on the top by your, it would be like if you were looking at your back and you see your shoulders, it's right back in there where people a lot of times will massage you in that area. Your neck and the upper part of your back, the top part. Well, anyway, this doctor ended up being the worst thing Mark could have ever done, because now he is limited on what he can use on that side, so he doesn't play golf anymore and all that. Well, then it was a couple of years later that he was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and they really didn't know even what to try to treat it with at that point. So I don't know how it came into being. I don't know, why not 60 years ago, 70 years ago? You're confined to bed now, Jane? Really? Your vaccinations? Yeah, my daughter, sometimes her hands, will ache really bad, and her neck, like her dad, actually exactly where his was. And she can get very fatigued, really tired. No, he didn't have it removed, Jane. His sister, she passed away, but his sister had it really bad, really bad. And she was taking medication that really helped, and then she stopped. And Mark told her, don't stop taking that medication. Well, she did. And she started to get worse and worse and worse. And then she started taking steroid shots. And it started to atrophy her back, her spine. And then she was on, are the steroids what puff you up? I can't remember if it's steroids that make you really, where it almost changes your face because of the puffiness. Is that steroids? I think it is. Well, anyway, she did that. And then stopped that. She was a mess. I mean, if she would have cortisone. Yeah, she had the cortisone. Yes, that's what it was, cortisone. And then she took steroids. Oh, really? To the gallbladder. Oh, I didn't know that. Because he has been on the same medication for years and years and years now. And it really helped him. And where she, his sister, was on it and then went off of it, and then she was a mess from that point on. Okay, the steroids, yeah. Because I remember she came over and I hadn't seen her in a while. You almost couldn't recognize her. I mean, she was so terribly uh, puffed up, you know. But when she went off of it, everything went back down, you know, in her face. But while she was on it, oh, it was awful. But yeah, that fibromyalgia, is it kind of like where your body fights itself? What, oh, you know, where, the body, the immune system basically, oh, there's another word for it though. Autoimmune, that's what it is, autoimmune. That's right. So you, Heather, have it too. Yeah, my daughter has that autoimmune because now she has celiac and bad. I mean, I was scared to death for a while. And she finally, thank God, got it diagnosed. And now she's on a pretty strict diet. I mean, she can have absolutely no gluten. And she can't eat berries that have, you know, like strawberries or berries that have the little tiny hair. You know how it looks like little hairs, kind of. Um, anything like that can get into the colon and just really start running amok, and she's in dire pain. She can't drink coffee. Um, Certain things that are in foods, like she used to love her coffee with Coffee Mate, you know, different flavors. She can't have that anymore. The one thing she does drink is the chai tea, and so she drinks that. And ice cream she'll find gluten free or dairy free because dairy messes with her too. Oh, I don't know if she does or not, but I'll have to tell. You've got celiac too? Yeah, she was down. She had gotten down to 80, I think it was 84 pounds. And the doctor said, if you lose any more, we're going to have to put you into the hospital and feed you intravenously. And she's the one that has my grandson with autism. And the doctor was, you know, stress can bring on a lot of this too, or exasperate uh, symptoms. Well, like she said, I'm sorry, but that part of the stress isn't going to go away. I mean, it is what it is. It's not like, you know, a job that you have that's causing stress where you could leave it. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. So what does that make you do with the bladder, Heather? Yeah, I know, Peggy, but I'm convinced, and she believes it too. One day she'll write a book, because if you're on my Facebook, well, I don't know if you could see it or not, but she writes, you know, on her Facebook, and she talks about, you know, how she's dealing with London and the situation, because my granddaughter Everly, she's neurotypical, okay, and then she has my grandson that is special needs. So she's wearing two hats, and to keep going from one to the other, you know, it can be very draining, I mean, and stressful. But he is going to a new school starting July 8th, and we're hoping that they're going to help with a breakthrough as far as um, his situation, you know. But yeah, I mean, she's been through the ringer, that's for sure. And then, you know, with my other daughter passing, and then this all really came to a head with Daisha in this past year. Well, it's only been a year since Tanya's been gone, and I mean, I was freaking out, you know, thinking, oh God, please, you know. But so I think she's getting better. Yeah, it's gluten intolerance. It's where uh, the intestines almost spasm up, and they she at times she would, no exaggeration, I mean, she would writhe in pain. I mean, she'd be on the floor, you know. And this, the last time, the kicker of it all was one night, and she said, Mom, she goes, labor was nothing compared to what I was feeling. And they almost called the paramedics. And so that's when she went in and got a colonoscopy and an endoscopy. And that's when they determined what was going on. Hey, Dana, how are you? Oh my gosh, Heather. So do you feel like you have to go to the bathroom all the time, or does it feel like you have a constant bladder infection? Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, guys, thumbs up on me and share anything you can. I would appreciate it. I'm doing good, Dana. Hi, Newfound. How are you? You doing good? Heather, so you have so you have to have surgery to do that. I'm having a live right now, Newfound. I just get together with my subbies and well, I call them the YouTube fam, and I like to catch up on what's going on with their lives. You are dealing with a lot, Heather. Oh, that's the truth, Jane. You're not a kidding. It really can, you know, and no one's exempt, you know, no one is exempt from pain, whether it's mentally, you know, mental pain, suffering, physical suffering. We all have, you know, our own cross to bear. Oh my gosh. That's awful, Heather. That's terrible. Oh my heavens. I meant to tell Daisha yesterday because I was there. London's birthday's on the 4th, you know, but we celebrated yesterday. And she was looking good, thank God. And probably the best she's looked in 2 years, bodily wise. I mean, she's a beautiful girl, but you know, she was so thin. Oh my God, it used to scare the heck out of me. I mean, just she, I mean, and even she saw it, you know, and she'd be so self-conscious of it. And I go, well, Daisha, it's not your fault. I mean, you know, your body, you just, you know, this is before she realized what she had. And, she was scared to eat because everything was just, sending her over the edge. Well, that's how she felt, Peggy. I mean, there was a point she thought, my God, she goes, there's nothing I can do. I mean, it's like, what do I do? I mean, I'm so limited on anything. Wow. So even if you're on a gluten free, there's still other things that you can't eat, right, Heather? How's your health, Grandma Glitter, better known as Mina? You pretty good? I mean, Val, she has her own set of problems. Bella has hers. I mean, all of us have, unfortunately, things we have to deal with. And I mean, you'd never know it with Bella. She's always up, upbeat. And Val, Auntie Cuckoo, she's always upbeat, you know. Well, and all my family members on here, I mean, Peggy, Jane, Heather, Grandma Joe with her husband, Linda. I mean, everyone. They all have something going on, and yet they're such sweet people. Look at Jane. Jane's always so sweet, and just makes you sick when you think of all these people going through the things they're going through. And then Darlene, I did hear from Darlene. I think some of you know, thank goodness. And she's still having a very rough time, rightfully so. It's only been a very short time. But hopefully, like I told her when I emailed her, in the beginning it's minute by minute. And then eventually, all of a sudden, it's hour by hour. And then it becomes day by day, you know. Oh my heavens, Heather. Well, migraines can be very debilitating. My one son uh, has migraines, and I remember when, oh my God, you talk about a scare. I'll never forget this. And it was right around this time of the year. And Mark, his mom and dad were going, they had an RV, so they would take the grandkids, the older ones, with them when they went places. Well, they were going to go to Yosemite. And Josh was on break from baseball. So him and his cousin Carrie were going to go with them. So they were on the road. And before they had left, Josh kept getting these terrible headaches. So I took him, and he had an MRI, and they were, checking everything out. Well, he left to go on vacation, and the doctor called. The doctor, not the nurse. And they're already gone. They'd been gone probably, I don't know, maybe 9 hours. And he said, you need to get your son back to the hospital. We think there's a tumor. And by the way it looks, it could burst. You know the movies where someone's on the phone and their legs buckle and they fall, you know? I have never had that kind of experience except when I got the call about Tanya. My legs went out from beneath me, and immediately in my mind I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I going to get a hold of him? You know what I mean? I just drew a blank because we didn't have cell phones in those days. And I thought, oh God. So I told him, I said, he's on his way to Yosemite in an RV with his grandma and grandfather. And he goes, he's got to get back here. I hang up the phone. I mean, I am shaking so bad. And so I started thinking, what am I going to do? So I called the highway patrol, and Grandma had left us the license plate and told them that he was in an RV on the way to Yosemite. Well, I waited all day, all night, nothing. And when you can't get a hold of someone, you get a call like that from a doctor, knowing the kind of headaches that he had. I am freaking out. Finally, 10 o'clock that night, Grandma called, and just to check in, just to say, you know, where they were. I said, Grandma, you got to come back immediately. And she goes, what? And I told her what happened. She goes, oh my God. Got back in, stop guys, got back in the RV. Bella, it's the mailman. No, it's the mailman. No barking. He's just putting mail in the mailbox. And so they traveled all the way back. They got back early in the morning. We got down to the place to do another MRI. Had to wait again. The next day, they told us to come down. That was never the longest sitting in my life, waiting. What it was the pineal gland, okay? His pineal gland was enlarged. That's what looked like the tumor to them. The bursting, I have no clue what they were thinking. But it was just an enlarged pineal gland. So, all that to say, so the doctor said what he has is migraines, and they can see that in an MRI. I didn't know that. And he said, migraines are usually inherited. Someone in the family, it's genetic. And on my side, I knew of no migraines, but on Mark's side, Grandpa, Mark's father, Josh's grandfather, used to suffer terribly from migraines. And the doctor said a lot of times if a child has migraines, a lot of times they can grow out of them. But if you start to get migraines as an adult, they don't leave. So Josh's did lessen, and he's my son that's the lawyer. And as he got older and he was in college, he once in a while would complain maybe of a migraine, but they weren't nearly as bad. I mean, when he was young, they were horrific. I mean, he'd have to go into a room where it was dark and put a cold cloth over his head. I mean, the whole 9 yards. And now as an adult, very rarely does he ever say anything about a migraine, thank God. But I'll tell you what, that was one of the scariest times of my life. If you take a Halls, it helps with your migraines, Heather. I wonder if it's the menthol or the mentholatum or whatever it is in them. Oh, maybe you should look into that, Mina. Oh yeah, it was terrible. I mean, nowadays you know, I could have gotten on a cell phone and said, Grandma, you got to come back. You know what I mean? But it was all those hours thinking, my God, when can they find him? You know, the highway patrol. And then I kept thinking, Grandma, please call, because there would be times, sometimes they wouldn't call for a couple days, right? Well, it just so happened she did call that night. Thank God, you know, but yeah, you're right, Jane. When it does come to the kids, you know, you get so scared. That's very interesting. Mina, you should try the Hall's cough drops. He gets them 5 times a week? Oh, oh, that's terrible. Heavens. So what are you guys going to do tonight? You that are, now I know with Jane and Mina, they're probably going to go to sleep. But for others that are only 2 or 3 hours ahead of me, watching anything on TV in particular? Bye, Dana. Menthol is like, it would be kind of like, you know, when you eat a mint, how it has that cool, if you bring in air into your mouth, you know, if you suck in on it, how it, peppermint, how it has that cooling type feeling. Well, menthol is something like that. How would you describe it? Okay, Mina, do you see that? Heather gave her email. So email her. Yeah, Halls. Oh, that's fine, Linda. Um, but yeah, that's a good thing to know. Oh, you're gonna go up the canyon? What are you gonna do? Oh, Peggy, I was gonna ask you, how did the movies go? Did you like Toy Story? Eucalyptus, yes, eucalyptus too, Mina. Oh, there's two different blue bags, so it must be one particular one. Boy, but if that would help, man, it would be worth it. It'd really be worth it. Tonight is Monday, so I'm gonna watch. I'm so hooked on these stupid shows. It's not even funny. I just hate to almost admit it, but uh, Orange County Housewives they're coming back, and uh, why I watch them I don't know. But I'm hooked and I'm nosy, so I have to watch what goes on, and a couple of them live right by me. So I'm gonna watch them, and then I'm gonna watch the 90 Day Fiance, and it's where they go now to different countries. I can't believe some people. It's amazing, but I'm hooked on them. So I'm gonna watch that. I don't know why I get hooked on these stupid things. That's that's a good thing to know. I heard it was. My daughter took, and her husband took Everly. They said it was really cute. You get hooked too. What shows do you get our shows, Mina, from the States? You get the Housewives? I also watch the Alaskan Bush, the Bush people. I watch them. I'm trying to think who else I watch. Well, then I watch Criminal Minds and The Good Doctor. Oh, Godzilla. Oh, really? So, what series do you like, Mina, from here and movies? What are some of your favorites that you watch? I know the Bravo, Heather. There's only two that I watch. Well, I used to watch Mob Wives, but when Big Ange died, they went off the air and all that. But I watch Jersey and I watch Orange County. And that's where I draw the line because if not, I'd be watching it, all the time. But like I said, I watched that 90 Day Fiance because it's just so unbelievable to me, is what it is. It's like, are you kidding me? Really? You know? Hi, Bench the Banana. How are you, honey? Yeah, I like the Alaskan Bush, but I don't know when they're going to be back on because now that the dad had his mishap with the breathing, they don't want him going back up that high. Thank you, Bench. Oh, you've got to watch it. Watch it tonight because they're starting some new ones right now. The one that's cracking me up, okay, he's from India, and it's a Caucasian grandmother. She's 60, I think she's a little better than 60, and he's 30, around there. She sold all of her stuff, said goodbye to the grandkids and her two daughters, left her job, and moved to India to be with him. The parents don't want her with him because apparently in India, or certain parts of India, I don't know, but from what this guy is saying, they want them marrying a younger woman, and I'm pretty much sure they want him marrying a woman from India. So here she is over there, and he's wanting her to wear a sari. Well, she doesn't want to. Well, she sticks out like a sore thumb. So I just started watching them. And then I'm watching, the ones that have been on for a while. But I get so hooked on these stupid shows that I have to see what happens. Outback Jack. Oh, and that reminds me, I also watch Billy the Exterminator. Oh, Outlander, yes, uh-huh. Oh, the one with Jane Fonda, Frankie and Grace. I think Orange County either starts tonight. Wait a minute. Yeah, because they did come on Mondays. It's either tonight or next week. But also the other one is my big fat, is it My Big Fat Wonderful Life? Is that the name of it? And she's not back on yet, so I'm wondering what's going on with her. Oh, you get CNN? Okay, yep. Yeah, Frankie and Grace, the first season, oh my gosh, it was so funny. Yeah, I watch a lot of Netflix. Did you watch Death? No, what was the one with Christina Applegate, the new one? Ah, shoot. Uh, Death? Something about death. Well, the new season is coming out pretty soon, so I can't wait to see that because I binge watched the whole first series. You've seen all five? I haven't seen them all yet. I'm going to, but I haven't. But the first one, oh my gosh, I love their chemistry. Oh, the other one I love is Deadliest Catch. Love that. You Are Dead to Me. That's it. Very good. Did you watch it, Mina? Yeah, you're right. That is what it is. Very good. So if you have Netflix, watch that, Heather. Anyone that Peggy, if you guys, I don't know if you like that, but it's really good. I can't wait for the next season. You should watch Deadliest Catch. You'd love it because you're right on the water, Mina. And Criminal Minds is going off the air. I'm sad about that. I like Blue Bloods, Criminal Minds. Well, anyway, I guess I should get off. It's getting late. It's got to be late for Jane and for Mina. And for the rest of you, you're probably getting ready to get your dinner. Think I'm going to just kind of go through some of my stuff to get my Christmas and July stuff ready, my DIYs. And that's it. So I just wanted to get on because I always love touching base. I don't like staying off very long because I always like to see what everyone's doing and catch up. Since we can't catch up like at a, like when kids were younger, you'd see your friends and you'd talk when you were dropping the kids off or whatever. So we have to get on here when we want to. Oh, thank you, Mina. So just let me say, the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever forget that. Each one of you brings something to this world nobody else can. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you in my life. So until we get together again, and I'm sure it's not going to be that long, knowing me. I'll talk to you soon, guys. I love you all.